Hey designers, and welcome back. Today is going to be a fun video because we're talking money. That's right. Going to help you with that budget, and we're going to use a hack from the Dollar Tree to do it. So stick around. Welcome back, you guys, and a huge welcome to those of you that may be new here to DeeVine DeeZine. If this is your first time stopping in, welcome. Welcome to the family. So glad that you've joined us today, and hope you're going to find something here that's going to add some value to your life, because we're talking money. That's right. We're talking that budget. We're going to try to give you a little tip that can help you stretch those funds every month and maximize the money that you already have. So you ready to get to it? Yeah, come on, let's go. For those of you that may not yet be aware, the Hubs and I are certified budget counselors. So if there is something that you're wanting to know about money, or maybe some more in-depth details on budgeting, definitely comment that down below, because we can put some things together to show you how we do it and give you some advice on how to better maximize your funds each month, because there is nothing worse than getting to the end of the month realizing that you're out of money. And for a lot of us, having more month than money can be a common problem. There is a life hack, though, that I learned about 25 years ago, I guess it was, that radically changed the way we deal with our money. And it has saved us so much over the years and really helped the budget to stretch. And that's what I want to share with you today, because most of you know that I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom, meaning that for over 20 years now, we have lived on one income. That's right. And that can definitely bring some challenges when you only have one income coming in. I have to be honest with you, there were some months whenever there really just wasn't quite enough money, because one salary often can pose those type of problems for you. But when we learned how to better manage what we did have, we were able to begin making those dollars stretch, and we were able to keep me home with my kiddos right where I wanted to be. So let's talk about this little hack that changed my life. We have been using it now for over 20 years, about 25 years, I guess it's been, that we have been using this little system, and I absolutely love it. It radically changed our life and our finances. I can't stress that to you enough. And I can guarantee you that if you will begin to use it, it's going to change the way that you do your money as well. And you're going to find out that you're not spending quite as much as you used to. So what is this little hack? It is called cash. That's right. Cold, hard cash. Believe it or not, there are some of us who really still do prefer currency over plastic, and it is really important, I believe, to let go of that plastic if you want to start stretching your dollars. One of the common mistakes that people make whenever they have the plastic in their pocket is they lose a grasp of how much they're actually spending. Whether it's through your debit card or a credit card, it is real easy to throw that plastic down on the counter, and before you know it, you've racked up a lot of spending dollars that you really weren't quite aware that you were doing, because plastic can be deceptive. First of all, we want to get rid of that plastic. We don't want to use the plastic. We want to get back to cash. If you don't have the cash, you don't get it. It's that simple. It's worked for us for a long time and will continue to work for us for years to come. The little hack that I'm talking about that can help you with this cash system is one of the little polyvinyl pockets. Yes. Now, I picked mine up at Dollar Tree for just $1. They have all kinds of cute colors and cute styles in there, but you can get them anywhere. It doesn't have to be the Dollar Tree. You may even find them for less than $1 somewhere. This is one of the little 6-section pockets. You can get as many sections as you want to, but pretty standard they come with the little 6 sections here, and they are perfect for what we set our budget for. Now, naturally, not everything in your budget is going to be able to be cash money, but a vast majority of it can be. I'm going to show you here some of the categories that we have that we like to operate cash with. Now, you'll notice right up front here that the first little tab that we have can be marked miscellaneous / giving, however you want to label that. That is for some of those little unexpected expenditures that may come up during the month, things like a birthday party, maybe a baby shower, things like that that you were not expecting to come up. If you were in church and you know that they may take up a special offering for missions or something like that, you might want to set aside maybe $10 to $20 a month so that you have that money in there as just like a mini miscellaneous expenditure, because you never know what will come up. Now, if you're like us, then that may have to go empty for a few months. If your budget gets super tight, then you may not be able to keep anything in that little pocket for a while. But go ahead and write that on that little tab and let yourself know that that is something that you're working towards adding to the budget, because it will be very beneficial to you later. But we can talk about that more in a budgeting video if we need to. Next up, you're going to notice there that I have a food tab. This particular tab for us means any expenditures at all that is considered a grocery expense, or health and beauty aids, medicines, personal care, those type of things. So if I'm going to be going to the grocery store or stopping by a Walmart, stopping by a CVS, anything like that is going to be housed in this category. And whatever we set our budget for the entire month, that's it. That's all we have. When the money's gone, it's gone. Next up, you're going to notice there that I have a little pocket here for gas. We have a certain amount that we budget every month for gas for our vehicle. So we keep that money in there. And then you will notice that I also have a little pouch there for eating out, because if you're busy on the go like we are, then there are definitely times you're going to have to eat away from home. It's just part of life in today's culture and in our world. All of us are so busy, our schedules are so jam-packed that sometimes we have to stop and eat out. So we budget that in as well. Now, these are the common categories that we keep cash on hand for, because these are typically the areas that we're spending the most as far as cash. Also, out of your little miscellaneous pocket or out of your food pocket would incorporate things like stopping by to get you a drink at a convenience store, maybe a bag of chips. All of those kind of things adds up very quickly. And if you're doing this 2 or 3 times a week, before you know it, you will have thrown out 15 to 20 bucks right there. That's like $80 a month that people waste just stopping at a convenience store. Another thing that you need to keep in mind is lunch expenses. If you work outside of your home, then some of you are eating out for lunch, and that adds up quickly at $5 to $6 for the average lunch. $10 depending on if you go to a sit-down restaurant. That adds up in a hurry. That can be anywhere from $30 to $50 a week just eating out lunches. So you need to have that budgeted in. You'll notice that one of the ways that we do that is down here in this little pocket. You'll notice this little envelope that I have. Now, I've showed you how to do this before. I'll link that video for you right here in that little eye in the sky. I'll have it down in the description box for you as well. This envelope I keep in my budget pocket here, and actually you will notice that I have them in several of the different categories. Well, I will even separate even more out. So in our eating out category, let's say this envelope in here can be some cash that we set aside for days that we know one or the other of us is going to have to eat lunch out. That's still money that is in the eating out category, but it is money that we set aside specifically for those lunch dates where we need the money. That way we don't overspend our eating out money and forget that we may have a luncheon coming up. You'll also notice one of these envelopes stuck down right here inside of the food category. This is where I separate out my couponing money as far as buying my newspapers every week. I know how much I'm going to spend on my newspapers getting my coupons, and I know how much I need for the entire month. So I go ahead and set it right down inside this envelope and keep it in the food pocket. That way when I head off to the grocery store to buy those newspapers, I can pull out that money and I know it's gonna be there. Otherwise, I may spend all my food money and forget, wow, I forgot that I needed coupons this week and now I'm out of money. You follow me? So not only do you have your main categories, but you have some subcategories within those categories. And I like to separate them out just by decorating up these little envelopes. It helps keep things flowing nice and easy. And let's face it, it's pretty to those eyeballs. And you know as well as I do, when we have things that are pretty and set our fancy, we tend to use them a little bit more. Yeah, we really do. So there's a little bit of psychology at work in that as well. One of the things that it's important to clarify is, I know not all of you get paid once a month. We happen to get paid twice a month where my husband works, and I know that some of you get paid once a week. That can be a little more challenging as far as setting out all of your different categories, and like I said, if you want to know more how to do that, let us know and we'll help you get all that set up. But at the end of the day, each time the hubs gets paid, we set out a certain percentage of his income for things like gas, food, allowances, eating out, and all those kind of things. We go ahead and set that aside each time he gets paid. And we go ahead, we take that cash right out of the bank and we put it in this little pocket that I keep in my purse. And there you go. We have our cash ready to go. This helps keep a visual on how much money we have. If I go through my little pocket and I realize, wow, I only have $100 left for this week or for this 2-week period, or maybe even for the entire month for groceries, then I know whenever I go to the grocery store that I've got to be very careful how much I'm spending. I'm not deceived by that plastic that helps me debit from my bank or rack up on my credit card what I don't remember I've spent, and it has saved us a ton of money over the years. Trust me, it really does, because it helps us stay within the framework of what our budget really is. On that note though, let me caution you, do not keep all of the money in your envelope at any given time. Because if your purse gets lost or stolen, you don't want to lose it all. So my recommendation to you is whatever it is that your weekly budget could be. Let's say, even if you get paid monthly or you get paid twice a month, if you know that, say you have $500 for your grocery bill, that's going to stretch over a 4-week period. That's about $133 a week that you're going to have for food. Then take out that $133, go ahead and put it in your pocket and set the rest of it aside in a safe location in your home, preferably a safe if you have one. Get it locked in there. You already have it out of the bank. You're not going to overspend because you're no longer going to be debiting, but you're only going to have a certain amount on your person at a time, just in case something happens like theft or you just misplaced that pocketbook of yours. Use a little wisdom there. Be very careful. I know something like this may feel a little weird to you as you're first getting started with your budgeting, but trust me, even though it may feel a little restrictive at first, you're going to have so much freedom at the end of the day, and you're going to start seeing the savings pile up. Whereas before you may have been spending more than you had every month, now you might actually be able to have $5 left over at the end of a month. And doesn't that feel great? And that's what we do. If we get to the end of the month and we didn't use all of our gas money on gas, then at that point we have the option to stick it into a savings account, or we can transfer that to a different category where we may have realized that we're coming up just a little bit short for the next month. Or take, for instance, Christmas and the holidays are coming. There may be a little more travel for you guys, cooking some more expensive meals around Thanksgiving and all those luscious desserts you're going to want to be baking. You may need a little extra in your grocery money for the next couple of months. So if you find out that you've saved in that category of gas, or even in the category of eating out, you can slide that right on over there and use it in a more productive way. But I am telling you, if you will keep this cash with you so that you can visually see at all times how much you have on hand, you're going to save a lot of money, because using debit and credit lets things get out of control very quickly because you're not realizing how much you're spending. That's just one of the little life hacks that I have for you. A little hack you can pick right up at the Dollar Tree. You can pick it up anywhere that these things are sold. Keep it with you, stick it down in your pocketbook, and keep a visual on how much money you have each week or each month so that you're not overspending. Because at the end of the day, one of the highest stresses on relationships and marriage is financial difficulty. So let's get it under control, shall we? Hope this has been valuable for you today. Hope that you'll get on this cash system or something very similar, so that you can start seeing how much money you're really spending, because we want you to be happy. We want you to have a peace of mind and not be so stressed out and worried about your finances all the time. And the best way to do it is to just go ahead and get a grasp on it now. So I want to thank all of you so very much for watching. Again, remember, if you want to know more about budgeting and you want us to show you how to set up a definitive budget, comment that down below And that's something that we'll get in the works for you if you're wanting to see it. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I do want to remind you, you were created for purpose, so go be all you can be. I'll see you soon in the next video.